One of the greatest problems that the world is facing today is that of environmental pollution, increasing with every passing year and causing grave and irreparable damage to the earth. Environmental pollution consists of 5 basic types of pollution, namely air, water, soil, noise, and light. Pollution is the introduction of contaminants in the natural environment that causes adverse change. Pollution can take the form of chemical substances or energy such as noise, heat, or light. Pollutants, the main components of pollution, can be either foreign substance, energies, or naturally occurring contaminants. Human activities directly or indirectly affect the environment adversely. A stone crusher adds a lot of suspended particulate matter and noise into the atmosphere. Automobiles emit from their tailpipes oxides of nitrogen, sulphur dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and a complex mixture of unburned hydrocarbons and black soot which pollute the atmosphere. Domestic sewage and runoff from agricultural fields laden with pesticides and fertilizers pollute water bodies. Effluents from tanneries contain many harmful chemicals and emit foul smell. These are only a few examples which show how human activities pollute the environment. Pollution may be defined as addition of undesirable materials into the environment as a result of human activities. The agents which cause environmental pollutions are called pollutants. A pollutant may be defined as a physical, chemical, or biological substance unintentionally released into the environment which is directly or indirectly harmful to humans and other living organisms. Types of pollution. Pollution may be of the following types: air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, thermal pollution, radiation pollution. Types and causes of pollution. Air pollution is the most prominent and dangerous form of pollution. It occurs due to many reasons. Excessive burning of fuel, which is a necessity of our daily lives for cooking, driving, and other industrial activities, releases a huge amount of chemical substances in the air every day. These pollute the air. Smoke from chimneys, factories, vehicles, or burning of wood basically occurs due to coal burning. This releases sulphur dioxide into the air, making it toxic. The effects of air pollution are evident too. Release of sulphur dioxide and hazardous gases into the air causes global warming and acid rain, which in turn have increased temperatures, erratic rains, and droughts worldwide, making it tough for animals to survive. We breathe in every polluted particle from the air, results in increase in asthma and cancer in the lungs. Water pollution. Water pollution has taken toll of all the surviving species of the earth. Almost 60% of the species live in water bodies. It occurs due to several factors. The industrial waste dumped into the rivers and other water bodies cause an imbalance in the water, leading to its severe contamination and that of aquatic species. If you suspect that nearby water sources have been contaminated by a corporation, then it might be a good idea to hire an expert to see your options. Also, spraying insecticides, pesticides like DDT or plant pollutes the groundwater system, and oil spills in the oceans have caused irreparable damage to the water bodies. Eutrophication is another big source. It occurs due to daily activities like washing clothes, utensils near lakes, ponds or rivers. This forces detergents to go into water, which blocks sunlight from penetrating, thus reducing oxygen and making it inhabitable. Water pollution not only harms the aquatic beings, but it also contaminates the entire food chain by severely affecting humans dependent on this. Waterborne diseases like cholera, diarrhea have also increased in all places. Soil pollution occurs due to incorporation of unwanted chemicals in the soil due to human activities. Use of insecticides and pesticides absorb the nitrogen compounds from the soil, making it unfit for plants to derive nutrition from. Release of industrial waste, mining and deforestation also exploits the soil. Since plants can't grow properly, they can't hold the soil, and this leads to soil erosion. Noise pollution. It is caused when noise, which is an unpleasant sound, affects our ears and leads to psychological problems like stress, hypertension, hearing impairment, etc. It is caused by machines in industries, loud music, etc. Radioactive pollution is highly dangerous when it occurs. It can occur due to nuclear plant malfunctions, improper nuclear waste disposal, accidents, etc. It causes cancer, infertility, blindness, defects at the time of birth, can sterilize soil and affect air and water. Thermal and heat pollution. It is due to the excessive heat in the environment creating unwanted changes over long time periods. Due to huge number of industrial plants, deforestation and air pollution, it increases the Earth's temperature, causing drastic climatic change and extinction of wildlife. Light pollution. It occurs due to prominent excessive illumination of an area. It is largely visible in big cities, on advertising boards and billboards, in sports or entertainment events in the night. In residential area, the lives of the inhabitants is greatly affected by this. It also affects the astronomical observations and activity by making the stars almost invisible. Effects of pollution. Environment degradation. Environment is the first casualty for increase in pollution, whether in air or water. The increase in the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere leads to smog, which can restrict sunlight from reaching the earth, thus preventing plants in the process of photosynthesis. Gases like sulphur dioxide and nitrogen oxide can cause acid rain. Water pollution in terms of oil spill may lead to death of several wildlife species. Human health. The increase in quality of air leads to several respiratory problems including asthma or lung cancer, chest pain, congestion, throat inflammation, cardiovascular diseases. Respiratory diseases are some of the diseases that can be caused by air pollution. Water pollution occurs due to contamination of water and may pose skin-related problems including skin irritation and rashes. Similarly, noise pollution leads to hearing loss, stress, and sleep disturbance. Global warming. The emission of greenhouse gases, particularly CO2, is leading to global warming. Every other day, new industries are being set up, new vehicles come on roads, and trees are cut to make way for new homes. All of them, indirect or directly, may lead to increase in CO2 in the environment. The increase in CO2 leads to melting of polar ice caps, which increases the sea level and poses danger for the people living near coastal areas. Ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer is a thin shield high up in the sky that stops ultraviolet rays from reaching the earth. As a result of human activities, chemicals such as chlorofluorocarbons were released in the atmosphere, which contribute to the depletion of ozone layer. Infertile land. Due to constant use of insecticides and pesticides, the soil may become infertile. Plants may not be able to grow properly, various forms of chemicals produced from industrial waste is released into the flowing water, which also affect the quality of soil. Pollution not only affects humans by destroying the respiratory, cardiovascular, and neurological system, it also affects the nature, plants, fruit, vegetables, rivers, ponds, forests, animals, etc., on which they are highly dependent for survival. It is crucial to control pollution as nature, wildlife, and human life are very precious gifts to mankind. Control measures and solutions to environmental pollution. Gas emission pollution is being mitigated in a variety of ways with car emission control, electric and hybrid vehicles, and public transportation systems. Not all major cities have successfully implemented a decent public transportation in place, but the world is working on this issue constantly and have managed to reduce emissions profoundly over the last decade. There is much catching up to do. The cost of radioactive power plants is becoming apparent, and the days of coal power plants are nearly dead. The radiation is a serious issue. Radioactive leakages from power plants and nuclear testings have already contaminated oceanic life to such a degree that it will take hundreds of years to return to normal. More radiation solutions are in the works with various ecological friendly power technologies being built every day. Solar power is a fantastic solution. Now that solar radiation is at a climatic peak, we can reap power from the sun using solar panel systems. These range from home systems to large-scale systems powering entire communities and cities. Wind power is coming into play. This may not seem like much at first, but when you get about 100 feet off the ground, there is a great deal of wind up there. By building wind turbines to harvest natural wind energy, electricity is produced. Wind turbines, power and solar powers are both powerful forces against fossil fuel power and radioactive power. The one problem here is power companies. They want to stay with radioactive power plants because they actually can't be removed. It has become the crusades of many individuals and small corporations to make the switch, and there are plenty of people following this as populations cry out for help. Electromagnetic radiations reduction. Once major manufacturers of computers and electronic devices realized the blatant potential of huge emissions directly into the eyes and brains of users, they started to implement hardware protocols to minimize risk and reduce production significantly. Newer devices are in the lead to knock this problem out, and fortunately this is working. Also, the Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) is well aware of all leaks and tricks industries are using to dump waste. These agencies now has extremely strict protocols and testing procedures implemented against such facilities so populations are not affected. Additionally, the EPA is measuring air pollution and implementing regulatory procedures for vehicle emissions. They also monitor pollen issues, and with the help of Centers for Disease Control (CDC), they implement solutions to reduce pollen in the air. Is a major focus for EPA and CDC activities. Asthma and other allergic conditions are flooding medical care facilities and pharmaceutical companies with serious public health problems.